on paper, but my time is almost up. So brother, please, I hope you understand what's going to happen. What I've experienced with you was fun. We had a few beers and laughs here and there, in the diners and in the car, where the endless jokes and pranks we played on each other that were hilarious. When I rode shotgun, we jammed to some great tunes on my cassette tapes and your MP3 player, from the Mullet of Rock to the Wicked shit. You even taught me how to work on cars. Whenever I was hurt or in trouble, you were the only one who was always there for me. You never complained about looking after me. Now I'm going to be the one who's there for you. I don't know which door will open, but I hope both sides, heaven and hell, won't fight over my soul. When I'm gone and no longer here, I hope we find a way to let go and move on. We are so far down the road, there is no turning back. The road of brotherhood and loneliness. And now, it looks like you're going to fly solo.
The beat that raised me. Alarm clock went off every morning. I then got ready in an empty house. No mom, no siblings. Dad's face will only show up once in a while. I wouldn't want my stomach growling at me in the middle of the day, so I would make myself breakfast. Before I would close the front door, I would tell the empty house, "Bye," to hear my own echo. I took care of myself. Never trusted anyone, questioned everything and everyone to stay safe. Never let somebody get too close to me because vulnerability is weak. So I kept my mind and body numb to stay protected. But made sure that when I looked in the mirror, that I smiled, knowing that I needed to love myself so I wouldn't look for acceptance in someone else. Roamed the streets with the rest of the kids that had parents that never cared. Took buses to see where they would take me, which was every corner of Denver. Did drugs to pass the time until I got offered a retail mine. Selling MDMA led to a home that formed me. The bass pumped through my veins at electronic carnival, a rave. I found a family that was there to rejoice life. They lived for the moment and so did I. They respected me and I respected them. We formed unity and I never felt like I wasn't at home. The venue was the structure of my mansion. The vibrating walls sheltered me not with oxygen, but with peace. My mother, she was the DJ. She would sing tunes to me all night until I was tired. And my father, he was the speakers, inspiring my dance moves. He taught me how to dance just like any father would before a social. And it wasn't my mother's sweet cherry pie that tickled my nose in the middle of the night, but the strong, comforting smell of Vicks. My family, and joining the harmony, taught me how to love everyone no matter how different their style was. Taught me how to trust myself, how to let go of feelings when needed. Taught me violence and anger are never the way. I came home Fridays, Saturdays that followed into Sundays, every weekend of my 7th grade year. This mansion of mine constantly moved, and I followed just like any child would. The songs that I carried when I left were my mother's music, reminding me that I do have a home that raised me.
round of applause for our first 5 poets. Our next 5 poets in this order will be Rita Dare, Amanda Montoya, Rosemary Manrique, Maddie Stroik, and Alexander Joseph Anthony Romero. Put your hands together for Reed.
At Taylor Middle School, students cut cruces. Blackwood, adobe, and straw were carved in class. Creation, Jesus, and scriptures scrawled on cross. In Santa Fe, at the state prison, 4 gang bosses plan escape. At check-in, 12 guards are made detainees. Unlocked cages, inmates out, guards are tortured and raped. For days, the floor is a fiery shroud of jumpsuit pleas. Heads in hallways draped in bandana banners. Dog boy of Cruza, dog boy of Chimayo, crucified pole. Classmates fight classmates for the deaths of fathers. Cruces are found in art closet and stolen. Smoke wanes, and new guards scrape soot off of barbed wire. Cruces are returned by students, wet and blessed, to protect against the fire.
A lone road, taken by innocence, broken by a man who lost faith. A father sticks a needle to his vein, and frustration leaks through his daughter's eyes. If you listen, you would know you are loved, like God loves his children no matter what. Your ignorant mind wanders to other worlds. Shh. Just listen. Open your minds, listen! That little girl would be glad to tell you her secrets. She'd be glad to tell you her secrets. Can you hear my cries? Hear me weeping at my bruised face and torn wrist? You were supposed to be my strength, my storyteller. You were supposed to be my father. So your soul is not simply misplaced, but hidden in clouds of hatred and bitterness. Maybe if I do what you did, would you change? Daddy, if I stick that hollow needle to my arm and force it to my pain, I mean, my vein, do you dare teach me to quit? Would you dare teach me the way of innocence and compassion? If you would just listen! If you could just listen. Woo! Her lips scissored the undeclared words kept in her mouth. Her voice imprisons no sound, like an oscillating pulse with no rhythm. Her memory blares the night that burned up her North Star and whispered her sins across her sky. She strips every thought into pieces, braids her innocence into torn years. Her life now flickers, a strip of film 1,000 words cannot explain. But they stagger in her thoughts. She still can't fully see them. Her face gleams as pure as the rosary protecting her heart. The sheets on her bed weren't always white. She can still feel her lungs zip knots into her chest, and these 12 years of childhood drowned in flame. Her once virgin skin scrubs at the breath of her, the touch of her, the thought of a drunk in her bed. Still yet, she cradles herself in the border of her breath. Her pulse hums a lullaby to her electric tears. Her eyes so red, so drugged in their own faith that they no longer open to their full potential. Those rolled up pieces of paper hold in regret. Her angel wings beat in the negative space of her polluted air. She ties layers of halos around her waist, but she still can't forget. Her knob still creaks at 4 a.m. Annie lies on another bed, being rejected by another angel. Her life, an unfinished manuscript, soaked in the sinner's skin.
Childhood is odd. You used to spend so much time burying time capsules, treasure, cat bones, that by the time you bury a coffin, you're surprised how little your rehearsal helps. You age in an instant. Put on a suit and tie without words, and fingers seem clumsy when nodding alone. You have to offer someone the red pocket square stitched in your breast and realize it wasn't just for show. You know you're allowed to cry. You see everyone around you cut notches in their cheekbones with salt, but you can't tell yourself that this is the same as a broken toy or a skinned promise. You unhinge your jaw to swallow, and brackish silence floods your throat. And if the weather was beautiful that day, you will remember it as dark, sky, a low, cracked ceiling, and soon the earth grows. You will imagine bodies buried beneath every lawn and soccer field. Your cleats 6 feet above the end of someone's youth. And you will find your immortal souls responsible for desecration. The flattened grass atop unkempt graves. You will dig up all the childish things you hid. Find them somehow tainted for having shared an apartment with death. You have different eyes now. Lids throb against light as if newborn. You never